One of the more common concerns I hear when people are trying to focus on their parenting goals and getting away from mainstream ideas of what constitutes good parenting is that they doubt themselves when faced with criticism from others. And even when they know they're doing best for their kids, they then wonder why they care so much about what other people think. Not all of us do this, but it's an incredibly common phenomenon, especially for people who really don't have any supportive community. Now, these parents can feel guilty and even stupid for caring what other people think. But yet there's a very real reason for this effect, and that is the biological need to belong. It is remiss of any of us who talk about gentle parenting to do so without consideration of how hard it is to go against the grain. Now, we are a species that has thrived because of group cooperation. We are a social species, which means the importance of group belonging cannot and should not be underestimated. The idea of being alone in this world sounds bad, but the idea of being alone hundreds of thousands or millions of years ago out in the wild was a matter of life and death. This has led to our intense need for community and belonging. Now, I want to be clear that we should not mistake belonging for being social. In our culture, we tend to view the two as going hand in hand, but really belonging means acceptance for who you are, not having to be something that you're not. In most cultures, children are raised to belong, and this is why many cultures see little variation in parenting practices, again, for good or bad. This allows for a level of homogeneity that allows the culture to perpetuate. In our culture, we have many ways of parenting, but if people go against those practices, as we've talked about, they face the social shunning from others. And when these culturally prescribed practices harm their child, they face the biological urge to protect their child. So on the one hand, we have this strong biological urge to care for our children as best as we can, even when we know it goes against cultural goals or beliefs. But on the other, we have a strong biological urge to remain a part of the group for survival. That small part in your hindbrain signals that this public shaming could be more than just embarrassing. It could be life-threatening. And I don't mean this to sound overly dramatic or over the top. It's just simply the way our brains are hardwired. Yes, our brains are evolving slowly, but our culture and our environment have evolved at a far greater rate. We're just trying to play catch up here.